Before you marry someone, meet their family. Watch, listen, and learn. You'll discover more about your future in one family dinner than in 100 romantic date nights. There's a saying my mother once told me: watch how the father and the son treat the woman in their family. That will tell you everything about the kind of man you're about to marry. Because respect is not taught overnight, it is inherited, and how a man loves and honors the woman closest to him will one day reflect how he treats you. But we are living in a generation that has lost its compass, a time where women broadcast what should be sacred and men consume what should be cherished. We've traded dignity for validation and called it empowerment. I'm not here to judge, only God holds that right. But we all share our responsibility to break the cycle that has left men lonelier than ever and women so hyper independent that they no longer respect the masculine spirit. Men have traded honor for comfort, women have traded strength for material illusions, and until we have an honest conversations about the distorted images that flood our screens and our hearts, the divide between men and women will only grow deeper. Love isn't dying, it's simply suffocating under the weight of confusion, ego, and pride. It's time to bring back respect, balance, and shame, not as punishment, but as wisdom, because when we honor what is sacred, we remember what it truly means to love. Because when we honor what is sacred, we remember what it truly means to love one another.
I think we keep on making a big deal out of men being lonely because a lot of stuff ain't getting done. Women ain't getting the same protections, the same perks that they used to get. And now men, we need to fix this. It's an epidemic at this point. It's serious. And if we're not getting what we need, then maybe we ought to start paying attention to the man's problems.
These men, these days, they need to step up and be a man. Men genuinely don't like women. So it's like they're not interested in women. It's like nowadays men just want to jump you straight to the bed. They don't want to even know your last name. Don't want to know nothing about you. They just want to you. If you come in only with your out, how could I ever get that role because you already confusing me?
Did we after I pull my out?
Most times, yeah. Because most of these
but hold up.
Why?
But look, yeah, but you not speaking
Yeah.
You're not speaking on a level of being a wife when if all I did was put my out and I got when men are just approaching women with the option of sex or only want the target of getting sex and the access is so easy, what would make me feel like you should be my wife and what would make me think that this is not what every other is doing?
I don't know if y'all seen that video where the girl was like, I heard some girl wants my man. Let me tell you what it takes to be with him. So she proceeded to list off the things that she does for her boyfriend, right? That he asks of her. These things included doing the dishes, doing the laundry, cleaning the house, making homemade butter. He said that he often asks her to sit in the garage with him while he works on the cars. He doesn't ask her to do anything. He just wants her there. He wants her presence there. So, of course, I go to the comments, and almost every comment was from a woman going, what are you, his mother? Oh, so you're his mother. Oh, so you're his maid. And I'm just like... So they made a follow-up video, his perspective. He then lists the things that he does for her, which include he made her an authorized user on his American Express. She can spend as much as she wants. He pays all the bills, not only takes her out on dates, but he plans the dates. And sometimes will even go and pick out her outfit and lay it out on the bed for her so she doesn't have to do anything but get dressed. He also said that he cooks dinner because she doesn't cook. So I go to the comments again. Now, one of the comments said, oh, so what are you, her dad? What are you, her father? And I'm just like, this is why you don't take advice from people about your relationship. I don't know, am I tripping? But I feel like what he's asking of her isn't much. I don't know if people understand this, but relationships are give and take, right? And it's not so much a role like, oh, well, she's the woman, so she has to do this. He's a man, so he has to do this. This is no, when you're in a relationship with somebody, you all balance each other's strengths and weaknesses, right? So if he's the type of person that doesn't like to clean, but she does, of course, naturally, she's going to be the one to do it. If he likes to cook and she doesn't, he's going to be the one to do it. You could tell that they seem very happy, sitting on each other, touching each other the whole time, smiling. She made a follow-up video teaching people how to make butter, like asking her to make butter, asking her to wash some clothes, to do the dishes. That ain't nothing. He takes care of everything for her. And I just am like looking at the people in the comments and it's just like, y'all are miserable and you're going to spend the rest of your lives alone, which is fine because I know that plenty of people are choosing to spend the rest of their lives single in the name of peace, that's fine. Don't go shitting on another person's happiness because it doesn't make you happy. And I really don't think it's not because it doesn't make you all happy. I just think that a lot of women in those comments were miserable because it's not them. Note to self and to all of y'all, don't let people tell you what to do in your relationship because they're bitter.
After 2 months of talking, I told this guy yesterday that I wasn't ready for a relationship and he responded, "It's been great, hope you have a good one." And then he blocked me. No effort, no pressure applied. I'm devastated. This is how you know the guy is smart. He appreciates and values his own time. He just saw her trying to play games and decided not to get involved. This is like 50 Cent said, if it rattles as a snake and if it slithers as a snake, do you need to get bitten before you know it's a snake?
I didn't want kids. I didn't want to get married. I thought I was going to be career girl and that's it.
We wouldn't know about Ayesha Curry if it wasn't for Steph. She married a guy that she thinks she's better than. And honestly, she's jealous of him. She's jealous because I'm sitting at home, pumped out 3 kids, and he's on TV every day. He's getting all the fame. He's getting all the red carpet treatment. He's getting all this. And only time she gets attention is attention that he deflects to her. He tries to put her in the spotlight. He tries to put her front and center. And guess what? If she had what it takes, she'd already be there. And that's what's not being told. Will Smith married Jada Pinkett. Jada Pinkett had a modicum of success, but she was never nowhere close to being what Will was. Let me tell you what I fear is going to happen. I fear this is what's going to happen. She's going to end up divorcing him. Right. It's going to get to a point to where it is intolerable. Right. It is not going to change. She does not view Steph Curry as the NBA All-Star world champion basketball player. She views Steph Curry as this guy that her mom and dad, her parents told her, you need to marry and secure the bag.
Ooh-wee. And it's crazy to hear that Kevin Samuels said she married a guy that she thought she was better than. Because Steph was always on the upward trajectory. Like, even if he would have been a bum in the NBA, he still made it to the NBA. People still knew him in college. Even if they didn't know his name, they knew he was a son of an NBA player, of a professional basketball player. So even if he stopped right there, he was still somebody that had a little bit of buzz versus Ayesha Curry, who, even though you might have been getting a little buzz in LA when you were there, you're still working to get your name. He could have started commenting, oh, we've got the son of Dell Curry here, Stephen Curry, his son. You remember the great? And they would run that name in the ground for cachet, for views, for clicks. So for you to think that you're better than him is a crazy statement.
I don't wish this pain on nobody. This shit is rough out here.
What are you crying for?
Streets. Y'all fucking gay. Y'all fucking, you can't trust nobody. So when you get your favorite eater, you keep the mother. But now I lost mine, so fuck all y'all.
What? You got to be kidding me. Y'all really recording this content?
If you see a woman back a car into a parking space, go the other way. That's a dude. That's a dude. If she backs her car into a parking space, I don't care what she look like getting out. That's a dude.
Okay, so if I wanted a high volume man, what do I do?
Be reincarnated. You can't get one. Let me be honest, you can't. How tall are you?
5'9".
Dress size?
16.
You didn't choose to be single.
I'm sorry?
If you had to rank yourself on a scale from 1 to 10 and you can't use 7, face only, no hair extensions, your natural hair, your natural face, what would you give yourself?
Interesting. 8.
Nope.
Nope.
No. How tall are you?
I'm 5'3".
How much do you weigh?
That's none of your business. I told you I was fat.
Oh, okay. We don't play that shit on my channel. Get your big fat ass on somewhere. God damn! I don't deal with you big sassy ass broads.
Bro, that nigga was a minute, bro. That man, nope.
This is absolutely disgusting. This girl sitting on a bar for her OF and then continues to rub herself on the bar. Honestly, like, gym members and gym owners need to do better. They need to report this kind of thing, stop this thing happening in the gym. It's just absolutely disgusting behavior. And I don't condone. Don't condone any of it. Do better. Get the ball cap. You're sick. I'm gonna get you back, Eddie. I'm gonna get you back.
What do you do for a living?
I am an OnlyFans creator.
And I'm a makeup artist and adult star. What do you do for a living?
I'm a graphic designer.
And what do you do for a living?
Here, guys. We're at the end. You made it to the show. So many ladies are becoming adult stars, even though they said, don't objectify us. We're not How much, the world is just getting better and better every single day. How long do you think before society falls apart and we're all screaming in the fountains? By fountains, I mean the fountains in the parks so we can clean ourselves, because the plumbing isn't going to work in the future.
I mean, seriously, where are you finding these women at? All of them down the line. Oh yeah, I'm involved in this. Oh yeah, I do this. Like, seriously? You're not ashamed? And then 10 years from now, you're going to be wanting a man to love you for who you are.
When's the last time you cried?
I lost my best friend this year, so it's still been a hard thing for me. You made me think about it. It's hard. I'm not gonna joke. That was my brother.
And then, like, mildly uncomfortable.
Never hit a man where he's never. It could be true, it could be real, but you don't hit him where he's weak because it'll turn around on you.
When the man opens up, don't you use what he said when he was open to prove a point when you want to win an argument. You will never hear the full story from us ever again. And we'll start say stuff like this. How are you? Good. I ain't good, but I just ain't telling you. Women, let me tell you something. Men are not emotionless. We have deep emotions. We just don't know how to express them. And let me tell you, if you make us feel unsafe, you'll never hear from us again.
What is going on with our teachers and our young boys? This is happening all too often. Meet 41-year-old Stephanie Jensen. Jensen became flirty with her future victim when he was just 12 years old. At the time, she was a second grade teacher's aide at Faith Lutheran School in Fond du Lac, Wisconsin, another teacher at a Christian school. They maintained that relationship until he was 15 when they started having, when their relationship turned to sex. She started sending him, and he let his friends know. And his friends started messaging her also. And she began sending them photographs. So an entire group of young teenage boys, this teacher's aide was sending nudes. At Jensen's November 7th arraignment, she was originally charged with 6 different charges, but she was back in court on November 11th, and the judge upped that, and Jensen is facing 13 charges. Now, here's what's crazy about these charges. 10 of them are felony charges, 3 of them are misdemeanors. So let's take a look at what the charges are. The 10 charges that Jensen has is 1 charge of possession of child porn, punishable by up to 25 years in prison. 4 charges of child enticement, punishable by up to 25 years in prison each. 4 charges of exposing genitalia, which is punishable by up to 3.5 years in prison. 1 charge of sexual assault on a minor, which is punishable by up to 40 years in prison. But here's the sick, disgusting part, and I didn't realize it until her charges came out in the news. But she also has 3 charges of sexual intercourse with a child, and that is considered a misdemeanor in Wisconsin. And it is only punishable by up to 9 months in prison. 9 months for having sexual intercourse with a child. What? Her cash bond has either been placed at $200,000 or $250,000. The news reports are varying between those two numbers, but either way, she's essentially facing life in prison, as she should. Parents of boys, if you're not warning your boys about the harms of teachers, you're doing them a disservice. We need to teach our boys how to recognize vile women like Miss Jensen and how they prey on the minds and hearts of young boys.
They keep on talking about I choose the bear. I'm starting to wonder, y'all choosing the bear, what y'all planning on doing out there? When y'all get in those woods by yourself, just you and the bear, what do y'all plan on doing? Y'all saying that men will sit there and systematically do things to you, and it'll be a slow, painful end of your life if a man is there. But maybe y'all are projecting, and maybe you're talking about yourself. Respectfully.
But who is your favorite women's basketball player, Kevin?
Tamika Catchings. Who else do you like?
I really play against a lot of the players that I'm watching now, so I don't think I can.
So you can't admire another player because you play against them?
Are you gonna name another comedian as your favorite?
Of course, Dave Chappelle.
Okay, well you're different. You've proven that.
Nope, I'm just not an.
Damn. Okay, Kevin, move on.
This is a touchy subject. Uh-oh.
Who the white? Who not?
Somebody ring the sensitive bell. Emotions.
Hey, y'all, come look at this.
There's not a big pool of good men.
That's a lie.
That's not a lie.
That is a lie.
That's not a lie. You tell me.
Listen, there's not a lot of good men who want y'all. I'm clapping for myself. Where the good man at? Like they hiding under a rocker in a cave. They everywhere. They at the gas station. They at Costco. They at Equinox. They at the bank. They walking right past you and you don't show up on their radar because of the way you are. They're going to walk right by you. Your pretty face ain't going to go too far because everybody's pretty. That's a prerequisite. So if that's all you got to offer, we're not looking at you. But there's plenty good men. They just don't want your ass. I ain't never heard no woman say, I know I ain't shit. When have you ever heard a woman admit to not being shit? She'll say, this man ain't shit. He ain't shit. He was bad. He was bad. He was bad. He was bad. But for the most part, every woman think they're a good woman. What makes you a good woman? Who's auditing that you're a good woman? You are auditing yourself. Why don't you ask your exes what they think? Because all your relationships diminished and ended in turmoil.
Ladies, and I can. Maybe I'm selfish.
Can we please bring back the 90s men? Like,
No, we cannot. No, y'all keep asking for shit that's never gonna happen. No, we are not going to bring back 90s men. No. Few discretion is advised.
the men who adored you for real, the men who really loved you, the men who begged for your love, like the ones who cared about you for real, the ones who, it don't matter who around, they're going to show their love for you. Like, bring back the nice men, bring back the respectful men, bring back the men who don't feel like they have to be hoes, please. Because these pit bulls y'all got out here, keep them.
You know what? In order for us to bring back 90s men, right, it would require y'all to be 90s women. And you making this video automatically disqualifies you from being that. Y'all talk about 90s men like y'all was actually dating them. Y'all don't know what the fuck those men were actually like. Was the music better in the 90s? Yes. Do I think relationships were in a better space? Yes. But what it would require for you to have a 90s man, you are not prepared to do because your mind is in today's day and age. Y'all ain't even trying to go 50-50. 90s men were notorious for going 50-50. It was a normal fucking thing. Y'all not trying to have no kids. And if y'all do, y'all only want one. I don't know too many families in the 90s that only had one kid. That was very fucking rare. Hell, you're not even trying to dress modestly nowadays. You think 90s men were okay with their women coming outside half naked? No, that was not a fucking thing. What's happening here is you are falling in love with the music and thinking all the men were like what the music is saying. And I'm not saying a lot of men were not. What I am saying is those men also had a standard. And most women in 2025 do not fit the standard of 90s men. That's just the reality of it. But you know what? I know you are not going to listen to me because I'm just a normal guy. Y'all keep the change. I mean, I guess we got to dissect the statement bring back. We got to look into that and see why they left in the first place. Oh, well, we don't have to see because men told you why they left in the first place. It's just y'all didn't want to hear it. Y'all don't care to listen. Y'all don't care about a man's feelings. Y'all continue to say that men aren't lonely enough. And so when a man decides to go off by himself and do the things that he wants to do by himself and not include you, then all of a sudden it seems like you're feeling lonely and you want to bring back somebody that begs for your love. Bring back those who yearn. Bring back the men who yearn. What about those 90s songs That 90s R&B love. Bring back all of that. Ooh, I just get shivers. I get so weak in the knees. Well, okay, well, you got to do some squats or something. Strengthen those things so you can stand on your own 2 feet.
Girls spend a lot more time on social media than boys. Liberal girls spend a lot more time than conservative girls. That didn't used to be the case, but as we get into the 2010s, when everything gets so politicized, we get into the Great Awakening, we get into the polarization, the illiberalism that is, that you and I have really been, writing about and talking about for a long time. As we get into the era, the feeds of the liberal girls gets much more taken over by how terrible the world is, everything's sexist, you're not going to get ahead. And this is like the greatest era of female progress that we're going through. But liberal girls are sort of caught in a set of disempowering ideas. And my previous book, The Coddling the American Mind with Greg Lukianoff, was exactly about that. Here's 3 terrible, terrible ideas. And if you believe them, you're almost guaranteed to be a failure in life. It's what doesn't kill you makes you weaker. Always trust your feelings. And life is a battle between good people and evil people. And for liberal girls, a lot of them got sucked into that kind of mindset. And it happened on Tumblr in 2013. That was the transition point when certain ideas were developed. So that's when girls' mental health takes a tumble. If you graph out liberal boys and liberal girls and conservative boys and conservative girls, it's the liberal girls who really rise first and fastest on depression. And the conservative boys are not up that much. So everyone is worse off. But being conservative seems to root you. You're not as easily pushed into this crazy world. Being in a religious family seems to root you. And those 2 things seem to be protective.
This man said, why every time I meet a woman, she's behind on her bills or she needs help with a bill? If that's something that you're questioning and it's bothering you, upsetting you, that you have to bring it to the internet, you don't need to be meeting women.
Pokedex! What's that Pokemon?
Brokemon, the zero accountability type Pokemon.
Brokemon? What's it do?
When they are angry, they go online and complain about men. When hungry, they yell at their male counterparts for food and money.
What's some of its special abilities?
Its special ability, call him an incel, lowers the defense of any man until his self-worth breaks down. They also have the attack, beg for money, which allows them to take any cash their enemy is holding.
I gotta stay away from that.
I mean, who would have thought that having some sort of structure, some sort of guideline to help you to be more rooted? And I say structure and rooted because maybe you might believe something different. You might be a different denomination, but this is what we practice. This is the guideline that we follow versus somebody who doesn't follow anything. I'm just out here floating in the wind, just grabbing on to anything and everything. You're never truly grounded in anything. You could be playing football. You could be playing basketball. Somebody comes up to you. What do you do for practice? Oh, I just get out and shoot. You don't follow any sort of regimen or guideline. No, not really. I just get out there and just shoot until I get tired. The person that says, no, I follow a guideline. I get up at 5 and I do this for about an hour. I do that for about an hour. I take a break and I do this and this for about an hour. And then I do this. And then by the time the end of the day comes, after I eat lunch and all those other things, and I do this, and this, and that's my day. And I do that over and over and over again. It's kind of like calling for a recipe. You might have somebody who does something and they've just got that it, a little pinch of this, a little pinch of that, right? Grandma just knows how to cook it. My wife just knows how to cook it. Man, he just really knows how to cook it, right? But a lot of the time, in order for you to gain people and gain followers and gain influence, you're going to have to put out a recipe. That's what a cookbook is for. You might do things differently in your own time, but if people are following you, you got to put out a recipe. I do this exactly like this, and I have this over medium-high heat, and I put it for this long, and you need to check it because it might be this, and this. By following a guideline, you're more likely to get further. It's a proverb that says, write the vision and make it plain. I might not get everything done, but I got most things done versus somebody that's just out there floating in the wind. That's what you can say about some of these modern woke women.
My husband and I were in the shower, and when I got out of the shower, I'm standing there and I'm being my sexy self in the mirror. And he said, "Mama, how much do you weigh?" And I knew the number was 300 pounds, but I couldn't say it. So I said, 266 pounds. And he looked at me and he said, "That's too much, and I want you for a lifetime." Well, I've never had anyone say that to me. I was embarrassed. I felt ashamed. I felt guilty. But I felt the one thing I've never felt before, and that was an unconditional love with someone saying, "I want you for a lifetime." So I went into my closet and I cried because I was saying, how could he say it out loud? But when I came out, I hugged my husband so tight. And I'm like, "Daddy, thank you so much, because I want you for a lifetime too." And I did 10 jumping jacks right there, baby.
It started it.
Right
It started
there.
it.
Butt naked.
Butt naked.
Everything was moving.
Sometimes the toughest things that need to be said can only be fixed if you say it. A lot of times people be like, it's how you say things, but it's not how I said it. It was the fact that I said it, which is why, as beautiful as he said it to her, it still hurt her feelings. He said, "That's too much, baby. I want you for a lifetime." He ain't say, "You're fat as hell. You need to lose some weight." It's not how he said it, but it still hit her like knives.
And you see that she cried here because it hurt her feelings. But she thought about it and she came out and she said, "You're right. I appreciate that." And then for a little comedic effect, I'm going to do 10 jumping jacks right here. I'm playing, but I'm serious. You want me to stick around, and I'm going to take the criticism and try to do that for you.
The post where it said, "Everybody's boyfriend got money until it's time to pay the tab on girls' night."
I just find it very ironic that this is never their mindset when they ain't got no money. Viewer discretion is advised.
Check this out. If I'm going out with my wife and her girls, I'm paying for everything. I'm paying for the Ubers or the driver. I'm paying the bill when it comes. Paying for all the drinks. Shit, if we're going on a trip, I might even pay for all the flights and the mansion that we're gonna stay in.
You ever been around a man that act real different once they start making money? Like when he was just an average man or broke, he was real down to earth, real cool, real humble. But as soon as he started making some money, now he talking different, talking to you different, moving different, acting different. It's like, yo, I get that you got your money up, but take it easy. And you looking at them like, where the fuck was this energy when you have no money? And I get it. It's like, okay, well, he had the money, so he couldn't do that. But that doesn't mean your mindset couldn't have been there. That should never be a requirement for a man. You, as a man, you are not responsible for your woman's friends. They need to get their motherfucking money up or get with a man that has some kind of motion. That's not your responsibility. We're talking about full-grown adults. Why don't they have the money they need to participate in the lifestyle that they want to participate in? It is not now my job to fund these women's lives. How does that make any fucking sense?
Because I don't want that one friend that means a lot to my wife to not be able to come because she might not be in a financial position to do it at the time. She might have to pay for her kids' Christmas or Thanksgiving coming up or the holidays is coming up or whatever the situation. As a man, we got to be there to be able to take care of all of that shit.
No, we do not. That is not my responsibility. If she can't pay for the trip, it's unfortunate. She just can't go. There will be more trips in the future that she will be a part of. This is just one she's going to have to sit out. I'm not coming out of pocket now just because your friend don't got her money up. What's that got to do with me? Now, to play devil's advocate here, if you really got it like that and there's one specific situation where your wife's best friend can't go because of her financial situations, I think that's okay, but that's not what he's saying. He is saying this is a recurring thing and you should always be there to pay for her friends and the bills and shit like that. Nah. And what do you mean is Christmas coming up and Thanksgiving? Where's those kids' father? Why didn't she do the right things to get a man that would have taken care of her? Well, that's not my responsibility.
It ain't nothing wrong with that. I feel like this is what we're here to do. If I can make that time a better time.
Look what that money make a do, boy, I tell you. Y'all be acting real different once that money start coming in, but hey, to each his own, I guess. Long story short, there is nothing wrong with doing an occasional nice gesture for your wife and her friends. But this is not something I am responsible for. This is not something that's going to continue to fucking happen because it is not my responsibility. But I know y'all not going to listen to me because I'm just a normal guy. Y'all keep the change.
Body count matter? Shit, you still out here trying to be somebody's little boyfriend, man. That shit dead. All these hoes going.
But you're with her, aren't you?
Yeah, just to put that thing on her, not a ring on her.
I like a guy that could be around me and not pay me no mind. You could be a regular dude, a dude with mad bread, whatever it is. When I walk in the room, you like, what's up? Regular. And it's regular. And I'm like, oh, what he don't like about me?
So to get you, you gotta ignore you. But then when I get you, I gotta want you. Yeah,
Absolutely. Or you're gonna get punched in the throat. Period.
The movie 300 was a perfect example of this. The hunchback said, I want to fight with you. And he said, like Leonidas said, lift up your sword. I mean, your shield. And he couldn't. He said, a phalanx works like this. Every man has to be there to protect the other. If there's a weak link in the phalanx, the whole thing goes down. So he was a man just like them, but they said he didn't meet the standard. And they do it all the time to us as men. We get cut from the basketball team because we're not good enough. We don't go around complaining.
Yep.
But women will say, well, it's not fair. That's why I was saying earlier, y'all speak from emotions. Men speak from either you're good enough to do it or you're not. Women talk to us like they understand that when they're talking to men. They will tell a man, look, I'm not interested in you. I'm interested in him. He has what I want. You don't. You lose. And we have to accept it.
Yep.
But when men decide they want the same standard, women say, that's not fair. That's sexist. You're colorist. You're racist. You hate yourself. They use emotional arguments with no logic involved. You just said if a woman wants to do it, she should be able to do it. Fuck your wants. Can you do it? Your wants should not have, I want to be in the NBA. Should I just let me just go out there and play because I want it?
Well, logically, it wouldn't only be based on the want. It would be the want and the ability.
But the ability is not
be
there.
An overarching theme that because she's a woman, she cannot.
Because if the rate, like right now again, y'all are watching a man who's dressed as a woman taking suppression hormone blockers, and he's destroying the women in just swimming. If y'all believe what you're saying, then why not let men play in the WNBA? There would be no WNBA. It would just be the NBA, and everybody who's good enough would play. Yet there's not one woman good enough to play in the NBA. Not one. Out of all the women. And there are more women in the United States than men. So you mean to tell me there's not one woman, but you still want to tell me about it's wrong to generalize? Well, how about this? Get one woman that can play in the league.
So we can't train hard enough.
Who's stopping women from training right now?
No, but I'm saying, like, you're counting.
Not what you're saying. Let's talk about what actually has happened through the history of Earth.
Okay.
Is there one woman played in the NBA?
No.
One woman played in the NFL?
No.
One woman played in Major League Baseball?
No.
So
Is there
why
one
not?
guy working at Hooters?
You're keeping him from doing it. He can do it.
Right,
That makes no sense.
And why does he need to work at Hooters anyway? He doesn't need to. He can. Like he said, he can work at Hooters if you would let him, if you would allow him. But your whole brand is something different. So he doesn't necessarily fit. Even if he wanted to go along that line of, well, he can't work here because he don't fit the culture. He don't fit what we're doing. They don't want to see some dude walking around in tight shorts. That's going to ruin us. That's going to take, unless you want to be the busboy or something like that, or you want to be somebody cooking in the kitchen, that might work. But as far as hiring me to be a Hooters guy, what are we doing? Are we going to start a different section for women to come in and look at guys like that? Because you can. That I might have just given them an idea. But as far as the traditional brand, no, it doesn't fit what we're doing. It's going to ruin us. If you take a look at the NFL and the NBA and all of these pro sports, even Serena Williams said it. I am not playing against men. There's biological differences. They're way better. They're way stronger. They're way faster. I don't know why. What if we train hard? It's not the same body. It's not the same structure. It's not the same bone density, bone mass. I'm probably saying it wrong. But the makeup of the muscle in it, it's different. Men are naturally better. They're naturally stronger at certain things. Why is that a bad thing? My God. Stop being a loser and just go do something that you're good at.
Who has the best girlfriend ever?
I do.
Who just bought you all this stuff?
She did.
And all the stuff?
My girl bought all of it, and I'm about to eat this, and then we're gonna chow on that after. So, happy Easter.
Yeah. But we're not eating it all. Just know that. Because we gotta save some.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, this guy needs to grow up and be a man. And she's not going to teach him how to do that. He needs to get around other men that can mentor him and teach him how to get back in touch with his masculinity and his manhood. Because to me, he looks like he's been completely emasculated and disempowered, and he's weak, and he's just letting the woman run him and run the show as if she's his mom.
I was a man, every woman would want me because I would just love and cherish them and tell them how beautiful and precious they were and kiss them on their foreheads, play with their hair, buy them gifts, take them to nice dinners, spoil them, worship them, and make sure that every day that they knew that they were the most
Oh, good heavens. Yeah, she don't got a clue in the fucking world. Yeah, she really don't have a clue in this world. Shorty really think if you treat your girl good, that's gonna make her love you. Man, y'all are fucking delusional. My God. Yeah, unfortunately, that's not how it goes. I'm not gonna lie to you. Unfortunately, that is not the world we live in. Maybe in La La Land that happens, like, you know, you treat your girl good and she stays loyal, and you feel me, and y'all live happily ever after. But in 2025 on Earth, yeah, that's not how it goes, man. You do all these things, a relationship gonna last 6 months max.
The greatest threat to women is men. If men as a group were inherently harmful, then there would be no men defending women from other men.
Yeah, you know, like,
have you heard of a gun?
Men get a lot of flack, but I think when it comes to acts of bravery, acts of heroism, men are very much overrepresented there. When you see some like natural disaster, you look at the flooding that happened in Texas, it's a man carrying some old grandma. It's a man going into the rushing waters and grabbing a dog, or a man saving kids, or a man saving women. You need to balance your, like, men are so horrible in all these ways. What about male bravery? What about male courage? What about I don't know why you're lying. Like, almost all the vast majority of acts of bravery and courage and life-saving and emergency saving, it's men. Where's the gratitude there? What about just the plumbers? I mean, literally, no pun intended, would hit the fan if we didn't have people, it's almost men, who do the dirty, dangerous, gross, hazardous jobs. When it's in snowstorming and there's a catastrophic breakdown in the power grid failure or utility pole collapses or whatever, it's not some 5'2" woman going out at 3 a.m. in the snow, in the rain, in the hazard. It's a man who's going to get that back on. And there's a complete lack of gratefulness for the sacrifices men make and how men really, you don't like to hear it. I get it. You don't like to hear it.
The reason why men are able to successfully cheat is because it's always a woman like Summer Walker somewhere in the background. This is the jaded, bitter woman who tried to go make relationships work with fuck niggas. She don't feel like she was wrong for picking a fuck nigga. So then she tried to move in on everybody else's relationship and vindicate her emotions by saying, you know what? I'm just dating for, instead of her actually going to do what she's supposed to do in regards to picking a better partner and stop acting delusional and taking accountability for her actions. She likes to flip the script and become the side bitch so she can cope with what she was just getting in her relationship, which is just dollars. See, the idea is we love to try to downplay being a girlfriend or being a wife because of what men do, when in actuality, you just don't have to sleep with a taken man. And in actuality, you can be a little bit more accountable for how you approach your relationships with fuck. Because let's not act like Summer Walker didn't walk into these situations with her baby daddies shocked and surprised that they were doing hoe ass shit. See, we already saw that play. But nevertheless, my issue is not the fact that it is a single woman, because she is a single woman going into a situation doing what she wants to do because she's single. She can't make him sleep with her. My issue is she wants his girlfriend to be okay because she's getting what she wants. And it's like, no. See, y'all become weird when y'all start bothering the girlfriend, when y'all start bothering the fiance, when y'all start bothering the wife. Because that lady didn't do anything to you. You already violating. But just because she found out about you and she kept it cool, she kept it pee, don't mean you get the right to be Billy Badass. That's still her man. That's where y'all become the weirdo. You become the weirdo when you feel like you throw your weight around because now, oh, it really ain't no secret no more. No, ho, you still weird because you had no business knowingly fucking somebody else's man. It just always amazes me how y'all would act like the girlfriend or the wife or the fiance is wrong because you decided to sleep with her cheating ass man when you can go out here and date a nigga got multiple women and still get the same experience, which is lack of attention, lack of companionship, lack of consideration, being abandoned, dollars. Why y'all like putting other women through that? Even if you single and you got the right to sleep with who you want to sleep with, the logic leaves when you start antagonizing his woman because you're not her. And I'm actually one of the people that don't believe single women are wrong for doing what single women want to do, because you cannot force a man to sleep with you. That's still his choice. But it just get real weird when y'all be trying to make it seem like simply because she knows about you, she's supposed to tolerate your disrespect. That will get you beat up.
That's because a lot of these modern women are selfish. They feel like, oh, I got something that somebody else got. That woman don't even know you. She don't even know you. She don't even know that you exist. I mean, compared to what she's getting, you're getting crumbs. And now because you want to be the queen bee, you want to go in there, be all up in her face? Newsflash, stupid. Even if you quote unquote dethrone her, he's going to do the same thing to you. Why would he stop? If you're cool with it now, you're going to be cool with it later. And you're going to look like an idiot. Shut up and leave people alone.
I have to fucking feed all my 3 kids. I have fucking big bills, nigga, that nobody helped me with but myself. So shut the fuck up.
Okay, so you agree that she should have to take care of all the bills while getting cheated on?
Cheating.
Do you agree?
I'm answering the question.
Bro, stop taking so long. Do you agree?
I said one.
Agree
I said
that somebody, no. Do you agree that somebody should be getting cheated on when they're paying all the bills?
What was your question again? I'm sorry, I couldn't hear.
Do you feel that somebody...
Nobody gives a fuck. Getting some doesn't mean that you stop getting paid. You got some dick. Imagine if your job say, oh, you can't get paid today because you got some dick. Oh, it'd be a whole bunch of hoes broke. Imagine if a motherfucker say, oh, I don't owe you because you fucked yesterday. What kind of logic does that make sense? These are two completely separate things. We talk about the business. We talk about the booty. We talk about the business. You're trying to legitimize your emotion on a logical situation. This is business. Business is business. Personal is personal. She is divorcing him for what he did personally. He deserves half for what he did for the business. When I'm cooking, I'm cooking.
So is there any contracts that he deserves half of what he did for the business?
There isn't any contracts that don't say he doesn't. It wasn't a prenup. You know why? Because Offset had more money than her. It wasn't a prenup. You know why? Because when they got married, Offset was the breadwinner. There was no prenup. You know why? Because he put her on and she prospered from being with him.
So we're just going to go by my question. We're just going to go past my question.
I just answered it.
So I'm looking for new people to come on my podcast, the Ugly Buddy Podcast. Imagine if millions of people heard your story, knew about your business, your music, your film, whatever you got going on. All you got to do is DM the word interview to this page right here. It's not free, but it's so affordable that you're not going to want to miss it. Let the world know what you got going on. Let the world hear about you. I need you on the Ugly Buddy Podcast. DM me now.
How can you be a provider if I make more than you?
How can you be a wife and you can't cook?
Get the fuck out my house.
Girl, first of all, because you make more money than him, that does not mean he's not a provider. Y'all swear a check make y'all a leader. But you couldn't do half the shit he does if he was to stop doing it. Second of all, being a wife do not come with a cookbook. But if that's your man, baby, you need to learn how to feed him, or another woman will. And I know I ain't letting nobody feed mine. So, baby, I'm going to be in there cooking it up, reading my recipes, baby. Got me messed up.
We need more pastors like this.
87% of abortions come from the unmarried woman and unmarried man. Let's stop having these conversations about abortions and only talking about her, when it's you as the men that are saying get rid of it. Not brifos, not ordained child, not life, it. The median cost for an abortion is $550. You couldn't pay for dinner through the relationship, but you will cash at $550. You will PayPal, Vimeo to get rid of it. Why are we talking about just her when we are the ones that are driving her to the abortion clinic and staying in the parking lot and saying, I'll be here when it's done. See, this is the thing about men. We love the baby making process, but we hate the baby raising responsibility. We hate that part. Couldn't get a dime from you in the relationship, but you got $550 to get rid of it. She's not doing this on her own. You helped her.
He is 100% correct, and I couldn't agree more. Both the mother and the father have a duty to protect that child that they created together. A child isn't just a woman's responsibility. It's something that God designed both parents to guard and cherish.
It's gonna sting a little bit, but it's true. Like they used to say, you gotta man up on this one. Hey, if you go out there and you make something, that's gotta be a responsibility. At that point in time, you gotta hustle. You gotta do whatever you need to do, whatever you can, in order to take care of that baby. Period. End of story.
If I was trying to talk to you, you're young.
I'm not gonna hold y'all. Controversial take. I think women only have these opinions now because women have focused more on the careers, education, and being independent. They're older in age, and now they're pushing these agenda more only because they're now at an age to settle down now, where they're in their 30s. So,
but pushing what is
women?
what's the agenda?
You guys are all against these men dating younger women because it takes options away from you guys. Guys your age now will go date younger women.
Older women, they're mad at them getting the younger girl because their options are kind of slim. Some of these older women are so stuck in their ways, they don't want to change. They don't want to be the woman that man wants. So you can find that in a younger woman.
I think another thing we don't look at is from a biological aspect. Men in general across the globe, they tend to go for younger women because younger women usually are more fertile. They usually are more feminine. These are just biological things that, they usually have a higher sex drive for the most part. So men are naturally attracted to that. That's just what they go for. In China, I think if you pass like 30, 25, like they call you a leftover woman. Like that's what they literally call you that in China. Like, you know what I mean? Because they look at older women, you can't bear children. It becomes, geriatric pregnancy becomes a thing. It's much more of a risk for you. You tend to have more baggage when you older. Not saying all older women, but this is how some men look at it. And this is why they would say, if I am established, I would prefer a younger woman, and
be vulnerable enough to let her know the cost of your hand. This is going to be a difficult one for many of us. Because as you're raised up as a man, you're told, you pay for things, you provide for things, and don't ever complain, don't ever explain to no woman how much it is, because that's weak or that's vulnerable, or you're giving her too much information that she's going to use against you. She's going to be counting the cost. She's going this, she's going that. And I think that you set yourself up for your woman to think that it's just so easy.
Yeah.
Right. For your woman to believe that, oh, this ain't nothing for him. Because you make it look easy.
Yeah.
Because you do it with a smile on your face. That because even when times are difficult, she doesn't know how much stress you're under to try and take care of something.
Yeah.
Right? It's not about the money. You start to study her with your time so that you can be so prepared to be able to pour into her to help her succeed in the area of her life that she's struggling in. Right? But that takes a lot out of you. Right? And so when she comes around, why are you so tired? You don't seem to have the same energy for me. Why can't we do this? Why don't you want to go out? Why do you just want to rest? She never knows how much effort that you're putting in just to be able to help and show up for her in the way she needs to be showed up for. Yeah. And I think that sometimes it's okay to open up and say, I'm not going to lie to you, babe. I haven't slept in a week. Well, why you haven't slept in a week? I've been studying, trying to help you, with your test. That's why I've been writing the flashcards down. I have actively had to do that. I've lost sleep multiple nights helping my lady get through PA school, right? There are times where I'm so tired that I don't even have time for the things that I want to or need to do for myself, but I sacrifice for her because it means that much to me for her to be able to succeed. Sometimes you got to let them know this cost me something.
Yeah.
And I think that when a woman can see how much you're sacrificing to be there, and she knows this wasn't easy for him to do. Yeah. She loves you not because you did it, but because you had the heart for her in the first place to even consider doing it. Yeah. Right. And that sets a foundation to where it's not about the money, is not about the end result. It's about the fact that he's willing to sacrifice. That's the definition of sacrifice.
Yeah.
Is it a sacrifice if it's easy?
Yeah.
Is it a sacrifice if you can throw the money or the time away and because you have plenty of it to spare?
Right.
No. And that doesn't mean you love somebody. That's easy to do. Love shows up. How somebody can love you and how you love them shows up when people are put in uncomfortable situations where they got something to lose.
Yeah.
And seeing what they choose.